500 people gathered in Salt Lake City for a refugee fashion show and donation auction. Aubrey B. Jennings was there and tells us what the purpose of the event is.
The refugee crisis may seem far from home, but in Utah, it's not as far as you might think. Salt Lake-based nonprofit Women of the World held their 13th refugee fashion show this week. Models representing 20 different nations or cultures wore traditional clothing from their home countries. The models are affiliated with the organization, many of them refugees themselves, and others are their mentors.
Round of applause for Judith.
The event was sold out with 500 people overflowing the event center. But it has not always been that way. Organizers say the first refugee fashion show was held in 2010 with a crowd of under 50 people, most of them family members. The founder of the organization is a woman who moved to the U.S. from Iraq seeking better education.
When I came to America, I struggled.
She says she founded the organization to help people find the community she didn't have.
And when I thought, well, one day when I am done with my study and work, I really like to have women coming from a different country to stand up with them, to help them, to guide them, to show them the resources that they need.
And it appears her struggle to connect in this new world was not just her own.
It's not a happy story, but I think you just make the best of what you can with your circumstances.
Nora's one of the MCs for the fashion show. Her family moved from Palestine after they lost their family home.
The biggest thing that supports men and women is having a sense of community, having a sense of someone you can go to for those questions.
13 years later, women refugees in Salt Lake City have access to resources and mentoring through the nonprofit, part of which is funded through fundraising events, such as this one, where thousands of dollars were donated in a live auction.
Thank you for meeting everyone, and sold right there for $1,500. Congratulations, bidder number 2.
From honoring refugee cultures through fashion and food to donating to their education, this event brought Utahns and refugees together as part of one community. With tens of thousands of refugees living in Utah, the refugee crisis is not far at all. Reporting for Universe Live in Salt Lake City, I'm Aubrey B. Jennings.
Thanks, Aubrey.